Ain't like I'm still 5 years old, you know? Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's daddy coming home, you know? Who needs him?
It's all right to be angry.
How come he don't want me, man?
All us kids with no dads are gonna take over the world.
Hence why the name is Milk Run, you know. Our fathers went to get milk, never came back.
We can restore the balance.
Hashtag no dad gang.
We always end up coming back with milk. Unlike your dad, we'll be here next week. The Milk Run Podcast. Well, welcome finally to the Milk Run Podcast.
Finally.
We're here.
We made it.
What a day it's been. trying to get this happening. Running around a JB Hi-Fi, Office Works,
And
trying to
now
get
we're
the
here.
cords we need.
Dude, that was a struggle, right?
But we're here.
We got there.
The Milk Run Podcast. The podcast for people with no
No
dads.
dad. Hashtag no dad gang.
Hashtag no dad gang.
Wow. I love that.
And but it is a podcast made by two guys with no dad.
With no fathers. you
So
know.
we grew up with no daddy.
Nah, it's
It's
still,
still-
it's
still
not
raw.
it's still raw.
It's
you
still
know?
raw.
Hence why the name is Milk Run, you know. Our fathers went to get milk, never came back.
That's right. Although your dad is in Japan,
So soy milk.
soy milk.
Yeah.
He went to
Yeah.
go get soy milk, never
Never
came back.
back.
My dad went to go get regular milk and didn't come back either.
What's regular milk, Jake?
It's like it's got lactose in it.
Okay.
But I can't have lactose anyway.
Dude,
It
Really?
sucks. It really sucks.
that sucks to be you.
It does.
It does.
And
Well,
we're going
I
to get
can't-
more into
I
that.
can't have lactose either. But anyways, that's a whole other podcast episode. That we
Yeah,
can-
about crapping our pants with
Yeah.
lactose. But maybe it's a thing. People with no dads are lactose intolerant. We're going to have to look into the science of that. But the reason why we're here, the reason why we started this podcast is because there is a lot of people in this world who have no dads.
Yeah, grew up with none.
When I was in primary school, when I was in kindy even, it was really uncommon. So for me, I'm 28 now. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21. So you're still a young buck, a spring chook.
Oh,
You don't like that one?
nah, that's lovely.
Yeah, well, you're a spring chicken.
Coming from someone older than me, that's lovely. I love it. Thanks,
yeah,
Ray.
well, I'll just keep encouraging you and this will be a great dynamic. But
Wow.
when I was in kindy, primary school, it was really uncommon for people to not have dads or not have mum and dad at home. So I was really amongst a small group. Now, in 2023, there is so many people who don't have mum and dad at home, who grew up without a father, like at all.
Yeah.
That number is way higher. And so we decided that we would make a podcast for people with no dads, because when we were growing up, it would have been really cool to have some people who were a little
For
bit
sure.
further along the journey help us through.
Yeah.
How do you shave? How do you cook good, decent meals? How do you change tires?
How do you talk to a girl?
How do you talk to a girl? I know you still haven't done that.
I'm still scared to talk to a girl.
And you're dating
It's,
one.
is she? No. I love. Hey, shout out to Maddie.
yeah, shout out.
Um,
But so that's why we're here. We want to infiltrate the no dad gang.
Come
we
on
want to
now.
we want to build a community of like-minded people who grew up without a dad, and let's just try help make sense of the world.
yes, and you know we're not here to guide you guys, but we're here to guide you. Did I just say that right?
Wait, say that
Hold
sentence
on.
again.
We're not here to tell you what to do,
There you go.
but we're here to guide you guys to, I guess, a more manly future.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. To embrace your full masculine self.
Manlyhood. Yes.
To be the best
Um,
man or woman. This isn't just for
males. Yeah.
for males.
Very
It's for everyone
Yes.
who considers themselves to be part of the no dad gang.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Just a
you
little
know,
bit of guidance.
So
you know.
if you don't have a dad, if he went to go get milk and never came back, if your dad passed away,
Oh, that's a topic and a half right there.
that's a topic and a half.
Wow.
If your dad was at home
Yep.
but was a terrible father,
Yep.
plenty of stories about
for
that.
sure. Just got up and left. That's also a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe halfway through your childhood.
Or we can do like a mystery one.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad just disappeared.
And we can make a documentary.
My dad didn't disappear. I just don't know where he is. That's another story.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that in
bit
our
later.
next episode.
Yes.
And then it's all going to come down to one day I would love for us to go to Japan and try find him.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be
But
cool.
we'll get into that in the next step. But today we want to set the scene.
That's season 2, hey.
Well, no, just episode 2. Oh, going to Japan? Yeah.
Season 2.
Season 2, episode 1 is the milk run in Japan.
In Japan live.
It's going to be sick.
That's crazy. All
But
right.
let's get started today. I want to share a bit of my story and kind of how I guess my life happened and turned out and what happened with my dad and the reason why I grew up in a fatherless environment.
Please do. Embrace
Before we do get there, I think it's really important to acknowledge that majority of the problems that we face in the world today stem from fatherlessness.
Yep.
Stems from a place of a broken home, a father who's not doing their job correctly, or a father who's just not there.
Yep.
I will die on that hill and say every problem we have in the world today is directly caused by fatherlessness.
I agree. I mean, I work in an industry full of people with no fathers.
Yep.
So you see the crime rate of youth just go up.
Totally.
I feel like having that almost dominant male figure in your life just helps you guide to that right path.
Totally. And I think it's important to make a clear definition though. Just because you have a dad in your house does not mean you're set up to win.
For sure.
Because what if your dad is abusive? What if your dad is just an a-hole?
Yes.
What if all these different variables, right? Sometimes having a dad in the home can be a disadvantage.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
And so in some regards, we have an advantage having no dad.
Yep.
But I'm talking like a good, strong male role model in the house who can guide you, who can take you on a journey of life. If you've got that sorted, then you're a cut above the rest. But everybody else, hey, we're living in a broken world. And it's because dads, sometimes they just suck.
They do. And that's what this podcast is here to do, right?
That's
We're here
right.
to mend that.
We're here to mend the gap between a broken young generation and the fathers who failed. And so we're going to get into some discussions with dads who have helped shape my life.
Yep.
I'm hoping we can chat to some males who have helped shape your life too.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
And so, because I could name off the top of my head 10 to 15 people, males, who are older than me that have changed my life.
Wow.
Just the two that come to my head, Marty and Sam. They both taught me how to drive. They were older than me. One was my good mate's older brother. Taught me to drive. Taught me everything I need to know about girls, how to talk to girls. They're amazing. They're the first two that come to mind. But we want to get some of these father figures who are doing it well.
Yep.
We want to bring them into this space to help us as fatherless boys.
And help you guys.
And help you figure this life out.
Yeah, I hear. I feel like down the road we might even do some cooking. Hey,
Yeah, we need to learn how to cook.
cook. There's so many things in this that we could do.
Yeah, and
Ride a bike.
we're gonna explore them all.
Can you ride a bike?
Like a push bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry then.
Can you ride a push bike?
Yeah, but
Without training wheels?
oh, then no.
No. I'll buy you some training wheels. But a little bit about my story and how I came to be fatherless.
Wow.
This is the origin story, man. We're both big fans of anime.
I love anime. We're just big nerds, full stop.
100%. But on the count of 3, greatest anime of all time. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Naruto.
Naruto. Oh, how'd you say that?
Oh, my bad. I'm Asian. I said it weird.
You said it weird.
I said it like a...
You said it like a middle-aged white guy.
Yeah, Naruto.
Hey, I watched Naruto, mate. Yeah.
Well, to be fair though,
Naruto Uzumaki.
Jake is a middle-aged white man, so
I'm not middle-aged yet. I'm 28, bro. Unless you think I'm gonna die at whatever. What's 28 plus 28?
I mean, wait, 56.
Do you think I'm gonna
Alright.
die at 56?
Yep. No, you're.
So I'm at my midlife. I can have a midlife crisis right now.
Well, then what's midlife? I thought 30 was midlife.
for me, midlife will be 50. Because
That's a
I'm
good
going to live
goal.
to 100.
No, that makes sense.
Triple
See,
digits.
I think ever since I was young, I've always thought 30-year-olds were middle-aged people.
Well,
Or are they young?
I'm going to be there in 2 years' time.
I don't mean to offend you, Jakey.
I'm not easily offendable.
Okay.
Watch yourself, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
So a bit of my story. If you can't tell, I have ADHD. So we've already bounced around 3 or 4 different ways.
So do I. This is going to be a fun podcast.
So basically for me, my story began in New Year's of 1994. The reason why I know it was New Year's is because I was born in September of 1995. And if you do the maths,
What?
9 months before September is New Year's.
Wow, that's crazy.
So my mum met my dad, and they fell for each other. He look, my dad, although I haven't had a lot to do with him over the course of my life, I have had enough to do with him that I know
Who he is.
who he is. Like, and he's very charismatic and very charming.
Oh, that's cute.
And so he was obviously very charismatic and charming. Met mum, and they fell for each other. They dated for a while. Obviously, got up to some hanky panky. Do you know what that means?
I'm 21. I have no clue what this means.
Have you done the birds and the bees?
I never had a dad to do that.
So basically, what happened was they had sex.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know what that is?
Yeah, now I do.
Okay. So it didn't make sense before, but now it does.
No, it makes sense.
So they did it, and isn't that weird to think that your parents did it at some point?
Can we? What? Jake, why are we staying in this topic right now?
Sorry, man. I got distracted.
To all the audience that's listening right now, I am sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
That was just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Nah.
but that's what this podcast is. We're going to places that nobody else will
love
dare
it.
go. We
No, that's
we go
good.
into the uncomfortable zones like it's the outer reaches of space.
It's just my Gen Z mindset just goes into that.
yeah, well, get used to it, pal.
I love it. Let's do it, please.
So
Yeah.
so they did what they did. I won't go into detail. And basically, 9 months later, I was born, and mum decided it was in best interest because of some lifestyle choices that my dad was making at the time that they separate, and that was kind of it. And then I was raised in a single mother house. So my mum was a single mother, and she had 5 boys.
Fine.
So oldest brother she had when she was quite young, I think 17.
Whoa.
I could be wrong, but it was quite young. And my grandma stepped in to help raise him.
That's cool.
My 2 older brothers, their dad passed away, and so then I come as the 4th child. So after my older brother's dad had passed away, mum met my dad, had me. That didn't work out, and then met my younger brother's dad, and the exact same thing happened. And so mum raised 4 of us boys at home. She had 5, but raised 4 of us boys at home, all by herself. And that was flipping crazy, man. The stories I could get into
Wow.
about life in that house with 4 boys, and especially in teenage years, we really, it was quite hectic. And but yeah, like I said, growing up in school, it was a different time. Everyone had a dad. Everyone had mum and dad at home. And I was kind of the anomaly. I remember as early as kindergarten, they had to bring your dad to kindy day.
Oh, that cuts. I feel that. Whoa.
Do you feel that
I feel it
already?
already. Anyways, yes, keep
It
going.
was pretty awkward.
It would be.
So I remember as a kindy kid going, I have no dad to bring to this day, and talking to my mum, and we're like, what are we going to do? And she was like, oh, just take, I can't even remember his name, but he was a family friend, and I don't know if he was a family friend
Oh.
or
A family friend.
a family friend. if you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
I think he was a family friend.
Have you asked your mum in the past years?
I don't like getting into her sex life a lot. I'd rather stay out of that. That's her business.
Sorry,
All I
go.
know is of one man she's ever done it with, and that's my dad, and that's as far as I want to extend that knowledge.
And that's fair enough, though.
So, mum gets this family friend, or family friend. I don't want to make assumptions. And he came along with me to kindy. And it was a bit awkward. I didn't really know this guy. But for all intensive purposes, I pretended he was my dad.
Oh, was he? Did you guys at least look somewhat alike?
Yeah, we were both white.
Is that the only characteristics you guys
We
had?
both had blue eyes.
Okay.
But I remember he was bald.
So it could have passed, regardless.
Yeah, could have passed because he
Yeah.
was bald.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know what type of hair he had, so
And for all the other people,
it just
you may just look like your mum.
yeah.
Ah.
So he came along. I pretended that he was my dad, and I remember that was kind of the first instance of me feeling like
Damn.
something wasn't right,
Yeah.
and like I was actually missing something. Up until that point, I didn't even question.
Yeah. How old were you?
Kindy, so I would have been like 4 or 5.
I feel like that's a pretty young age to like realize, damn.
Yeah, it was pretty young. Now that I think about it.
Like I don't know, like at 5 years old, I would have been just talking. I don't know.
That's talking really
Speaking
late,
English,
bro.
sorry.
Could you when did you learn to walk?
4, no.
I'm a late bloomer.
I'm a late bloomer. No,
Do you
no.
still wet the bed?
A little bit, yeah.
Far out.
Just when we talk about fathers.
Well, I wet the bed with my tears. When I go to sleep feeling empty at night.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was 4 or 5. And I realized I was different. I realized, oh, everyone else has a dad, but I don't. And that was the first moment where I started to feel like I was missing something.
Wow.
And I started to feel like I was lacking. And that kind of then, I guess, started early the journey of trying to figure out who the heck I am, what I'm worth, because how can I be worth anything if my dad didn't even want to stick around?
I think that's a big key word, hey, worth.
Totally.
I reckon everyone could, everyone with no fathers could associate with that word, worth. Like, even when you said that, I'm like, damn. I'm really
You felt
sinking.
that?
I felt that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, well,
Yeah.
tell me. Talk to me.
Yeah, well, no. Again, like with
You
the
felt
worth.
the same thing?
Yeah. I'm sure you would have felt the same thing too. It's like, damn, even your father would leave you. Like, especially when you're younger, you'd straight away think to the worst possible case.
Totally.
Right? I thought that because I didn't have a dad, he left because of me.
Yep.
And so...
Yeah, totally. You blame yourself.
And you blame yourself. But that's just you. But, you know, with time, you start understanding, oh, wait, there's actually more to this story than...
That's right.
Yeah.
And adults can make choices, and it's not on you, the decision that they make.
Yeah, but it's hard, though, right?
Totally. And you
Yeah.
don't come to that realization until you're a lot older.
Yeah.
I mean, right through high school and into my teenage years, young adult years, the question of identity was the biggest issue that I faced. Every problem that I had stemmed directly from identity and not knowing who I was or what I was worth.
Whoa.
So, like, if I look back, you know, I had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So I was addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, addicted to pornography, addicted to a lot of different things. I had a very addictive personality. I slept around, you know, didn't really care about all that sort of stuff. And I was very depressed, very anxious, had a lot going on. All of it, every single piece of it, stems from identity and not knowing who I was.
Damn.
And because I didn't have a father growing up telling me who I was, because I think the only real person who can have a say is a father.
Yep. I agree.
Especially in the formative years.
Yep.
When anybody, like my mum would tell me growing up, you're such a little genius. You're so smart. You're this
I
and
know.
you're that. That's it.
Yeah.
Not so much I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, mom.
Yeah, I know, Mom.
You're talking to a freaking genius.
But if it's a dad, it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, if I don't know what it is, but if
Yeah.
it's a male figure speaking life or speaking
Yeah.
words of kindness, it just hits different.
But it's like, I feel like everyone has a someone that they look up to, right? Say that superhero that you look up to when you're younger. I feel like because we didn't have that, right? I don't know.
Totally.
You need that. I don't know. You need that dad figure as your superhero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. You need something to aspire to be.
Yeah.
And so for me, that actually became anime characters and movies, like the main characters in movies.
Yeah.
I would really resonate with these different things, and they would become the people that I look up to.
Like Naruto.
like Naruto Uzumaki.
Like Naruto.
Brother.
Naruto, brother.
Yeah, my boy. But that's the thing. And so I actually, in my younger years, like when I was a kid, I read a lot of books,
Really?
like fiction. So like one book, one series I remember.
Don't struck me as a reader.
Really?
No. I'm kidding.
No.
No.
it's-
No, you do. You do.
Wait, but
No, I was
either
just-
way you say that, it's offensive.
I was
You know,
joking.
if you say you don't strike me as a reader, in other words, you're saying I look dumb. But then if you say I do look like a reader, you're saying I look like a nerd. So which is it, brother?
so regardless, one I can't win.
You dug yourself a hole. Which one
Well,
is
you don't
it?
look like a reader.
Yeah, okay. I think I prefer that one.
Really?
Yeah.
I prefer to be a nerd.
I prefer to look dumb. And then just
Oh, that's cool.
and then surprise everyone.
And like, yo, by the way, like you're just sitting there and people will be like, "Pff, you won't know," and you'll be like, "Nah, the
I do.
answer is actually 21."
What was the question?
I don't know. Like,
It's
for
19
example,
plus 2.
it's 21.
Exactly. So
Wow.
you knew. So yeah, I would read books, and this book was called Artemis Fowl. They actually made it into a movie. Eventually, it was tragic.
Wait, did you say it again?
Artemis Fowl.
No, I don't know.
And it was about this young boy who I think his parents were dead or something, and he was like a child prodigy, which I don't resonate with at all because I'm useless at everything.
Not a reader.
So, and he was like a genius and all this sort of stuff. Anyways, I would read these books. I would watch these movies, and I would aspire to be like the people in these fictional films. But then I'll look to my friends, and especially the friends who have dads and good dads, like good fathers, and I see them, aspiring to be like their dads.
Yeah.
And when they're talking about what they want to be when they're older, especially as kids, like, I want to be like my dad.
The same thing. I want to be a lawyer.
Yeah, Well, my dad's a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. Or my dad's I would just want to go fishing with my dad all my
Yeah,
life.
I just want to hang out and go camping with my dad.
It's like, well, if I want to be invisible like my dad.
I want to go get some milk
I want to
and just
be
never come back.
Yeah. No, I'm over it. I'm definitely still not dealing with the trauma.
Frig, Dad.
28 years later, I'm definitely still not dealing with it.
Have you ever spoken? Sorry, this is off topic. Well, kind of on topic. Have you spoken to a therapist? Not to a dad, but to a therapist regarding this.
I've had a psychologist. Is that the same thing?
Yeah. I think psychologists. We need producer Sass. Can we get the definition?
For like different
I went to it. Okay, so I got a mental health plan when I was like a teenager, young adult, and I had to go see someone at Headspace.
Oh, I love Headspace.
What's that? Is that a therapist?
Yeah, that's one of the yes.
So we
Psychologist.
talked about stuff, but never really went into stuff with fatherlessness. Really? I think because that was a wound that I wanted to hide, because I never wanted to admit that I was struggling because I didn't have a dad.
So you're in denial.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I feel like I'm a psychologist right now.
You are.
Yeah, wow.
You really are for me. I didn't want to admit that because of another person, I was struggling.
Yeah, okay.
Part of me really wanted to just be strong.
Yep.
Because I was all I had.
Yep.
But I think it did more damage than good.
Yeah, true. I think that's a good thing to tell people, especially say the younger kids that's struggling with fatherlessness. I think what I would do if I could go back in time was probably see a psychologist. I don't know, or somebody you're comfortable with to talk about this stuff.
And I eventually did find someone to talk to. His name was Graham.
Oh, Graham.
He was a
shout
counselor.
out. Oh,
They nicknamed him Super G because he's just the most incredible man ever.
he's a super G.
He's like, you got Top G, Super G was like up there.
Can we get him?
He's
one
the
day?
real G. Oh, bro, you'd love him. I'm not sure how old he is at this point.
He'd be 70s, surely.
70s, 80s, according to
So we
producer
better-
Sass.
So we gotta hurry up with this.
Anyways, if you're watching this, Super G, you got a lot of life left to give.
Wait.
I saw him.
Yeah.
And it really changed my life because he actually had some good things to say. And we can get into that later. I just kind of want to form a bit of an introduction of me. Next episode, I want to do a bit of an introduction of you.
And then
We'll just keep moving, keep going forward, keep talking about stuff. But that's my story of fatherlessness. Didn't have a dad growing up. Grew up with crazy brothers. It's been a really interesting ride. I mean, I think we suffered a lot.
yeah.
Not having a good male role model. And I think, like I said, all the problems that we have in this world today are because of fatherlessness and because of broken homes.
I agree.
And everything in the world right now is trying to destroy the family unit,
Yes.
demasculate or emasculate men,
Yes.
right? So they can stop being the good fathers they need to be.
Yes.
If we can restore the balance, and I'm not saying me and you, because we're just two crazy kids trying to bridge the gap.
Yes.
But if we could maybe start to help encourage, and the goal with this is to create a community where good fathers start reaching out to troubled kids and troubled teens and start
Yes.
being mentors and helping and that kind of thing. That's kind of the goal.
Guiding them to the right path. I agree.
Well,
Yes.
thanks for being here with me, Everett. Thanks for listening to part of my story.
Dude, that's fantastic.
It'll unfold as we go.
I love it. That was
But
great.
I'm excited to hear your story.
Well, we gotta wait till the next episode, hey?
It's a little bit foreign. It's exotic.
What do you say?
No reason. See you in the next episode.